What are some ways that I am creating MSI in Zambia? Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me now 10 years in the game as an expat slash nomad. I'm on my fourth country, third continent in Lusaka, Zambia, the southern region of Africa. And what I've started doing is sharing with you the things that I've learned along the way along this 10-year journey. Just if there's some things that can help you bypass any heartaches and struggles if you're thinking about becoming an expat. And most importantly, if you're already an expat or thinking about becoming one, why you need to look straight into Zambia and bypass some of the most popular destinations that you're seeing on the internet. So let's go ahead and get into it. So what are some ways that I'm creating MSI? MSI is multiple streams of income. This is something that I recommend everyone to do. And this is the secret to actually getting wealthy. Most people don't talk about this. But when you start reading the books of very wealthy and rich people, especially ones that are even going on now, you start seeing they're doing something called MSI, multiple streams of income. They do not just base all of their income off of one thing, especially a job. And so from studying real estate developers, investors, people in the stocks, things like that, I'm doing a very diverse MSI. So first thing that I'm actually doing is, because electricity is so inexpensive here in Zambia, I'm actually purchasing mini Bitcoin miners. If you saw my video talking about it, that's what I'm actually purchasing. If you haven't seen that video, go back and look at that mini Bitcoin miner that I showed you. Now, one mini Bitcoin miner is not going to get you any Bitcoins. They're calling them lotto miners. But when you actually crunch the numbers and understand how to get your hash rate to a certain number, you're almost guaranteed through probability to reach that number and hit a couple of blockchains, which is amazing. And so, especially now as Bitcoin is dropping, that's going to probably take some of the miners out of the game. And that's going to be easier for people like me to come swoop in and mine those blockchains. And so that's the first one. It's the mini Bitcoin miners. And I have two more machines on the way. I saw a new one that I'm going to be purchasing in the next couple of months. But that is a very long-term strategy of what I'm doing there. And I'm going to eventually, you'll be seeing as I build out the complete mini Bitcoin mining farm, which I'm excited to do over the next couple of years. Second area where I am doing multiple streams of income, I am investing in the stock exchange here in Zambia, the Lusaka Stock Exchange, or LUSE, L-U-S-E. I have a list of dividend yielding stocks, the amount that they've been paying out averaging. And so I'm working with the stockbrokers now, getting them all the information to get set up on LUSE. And then I will be investing in companies such as ShopRite, Airtel, Zambeef, a few electric companies, some cement companies, all of those will be bringing in different levels of dividends. And so if they're bringing in 100 kwacha, combined, if it's giving me 100 kwacha every quarter or every 6 months, or up to a couple of thousand kwacha, that is money that is being produced without me having to do anything. And so that's number two. Now, the reason why I'm sharing with you these MSIs is to maybe if you've been thinking like, man, what do I have to do, Jason? Like, how can I get some multiple streams of income? This just shows you different ways of doing it. When you're first coming out of the workforce, the employment force, most of our mindset has been around the ability to earn money has to do with us physically doing something, giving away our time. And so that's why I'm showing you these different ways. These are different strategies, different things that you can do. The third thing that I plan on doing is building out my tiny homes. The tiny home communities that I'm building out, I'm going to put each one at 1,000 kwacha a month. And the way this is going to turn into MSI is I'm going based off the volume. This is something that I'm ripping off and duplicating exactly from Uncle G, Grant Cardone himself. And one of the things he kept saying every time I was in his investor classes, seminar classes on real estate, it's about the number of doors. It's about the number of doors. He was like, it's so expensive to build in the U.S. you have to figure out how to get the more number of doors at a cheaper rate. However, here in Zambia, it is cheaper to build than to rent. And there's so much unused land here, there's a lot of areas to build. And so the goal now is to, within the next 5 to 10 years, is to have 100 tiny homes built. Each home will be producing a revenue of 1,000 kwacha, which will be 100,000 kwacha coming in a month. That is a very fair price, very, very reasonable. Most people are gonna probably be like in the comments, Jay, you crazy, why you can get this much for it? It's not about how much that I can actually put it at, it is about getting things established to set my empire up and also set up my legacy. So when I put everything in a trust and I have children, that it can all go to them and they are starting off at a level that I could only dream of. And almost so, look at this, 100 homes bringing in 1,000 kwacha is 100,000 kwacha a month, times 12, that is 1.2 million kwacha. That is a million kwacha producing revenue. That MSI will be producing a million kwacha. That makes me a millionaire in Zambia. Like always, I'm gonna say this, do not chase the dream of becoming a dollar millionaire. You need to be focused on becoming a millionaire in whichever currency that you're living in. And if you're an expat and you're living in Zambia, become a millionaire in kwacha. Don't try to do it in dollars here. Just giving that advice out there. Take it or leave it. Then, so let me see what we have there. We have the mini Bitcoin mining. That is cryptocurrency. Then we have the Lusaka Stock Exchange. Then I just told you about the real estate. The next thing for revenue or multiple streams of income is on some of the land that I purchased plots that are designated just for shops. So these are going to be businesses, some that I will actually own, and some I will just be building the shells up and renting those out. By renting those out, that is creating a MSI, a multiple stream of income. Someone will be paying me each and every month, because if they don't pay, then you just evict them out. Remember, there's laws here in this southern region of Zambia, so it is not the wild, wild west like people think of Africa. So that is another one that's going to be producing revenue. It's all about producing revenue. And then on top of that, I also do plan on getting more farmland, and I will be farming eventually. Long-term goals, I want to have my own soybean farm, create my own line of tofu and soya chunks. I just feel like, why not? In a place where soy grows in abundance, it's GMO free, I have to get in that game as a vegan. It would be criminal not to. And those are just some of the MSIs that I'm doing here. I just wanted to share those with you. I'm gonna keep sharing things like this to let you know, especially as you're thinking about coming here, what are some of the things that I'm doing. I know I don't show everything and I don't show it all in the moment as I'm doing it, because I'm usually hyper focused. Like if you watched my other videos, you probably noticed, one, I'm wearing the same shirt, but I'm wet because I had to run outside and get the clothes off the line before, as the rain was coming in. But I'm on my way to Cashapp. That is a town / village. It's about 11 hours away from here. I'm going to be going there to speak to the town council. Is doing an interview to purchase more land, more areas where I plan on doing the tiny home communities, and also going to see just to build networking connections. So you're going to be seeing me in the future. I'm going to be explaining to you exactly how everything went, how I got everything, and what you would need as you're on the ground to get into the Lusaka Stock Exchange, which stockbroker that I recommend for you, the pros and cons of it. I'm going to also be recommending to you about government bonds and treasury bonds that I'm about to start investing into. See, I have a lot of different MSIs. I'm just not sharing them all with you right away because one, I don't want to overwhelm you, and two, I want to, when you're ready to ask me the questions, I want to have already gone through the process so you can know exactly what to do. And then also when I get back, I will be going to the Ministry of Minerals, I believe they're called, their office, because I will be going there to get everything about the minerals permit to be able to move them in and out of the country. And once I have that permit, I'm going to explain everything to you also, in case that is something that you're wanting to do. And that's about it for now. Like I said in a previous video, we're almost into the 3rd month of 2025. Like, how is your 2025 going? Take a few minutes to reflect back and see, are you really a step closer to where you want to be? Have you taken any steps towards where you want to be? Because right now is the time to start recalculating your decisions. If you need to do some things a little differently, start doing it now. If you start now, it can still pay off by the end of this year. And just wanted to just share that with you. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. And most importantly, just remember this: success is simple once you know how.